An international affairs specialist suggests that China's efforts to rally nations against Washington's alleged undermining of global trade practices may be an attempt to capitalize on uncertainty. Roland Paris from the University of Ottawa's Graduate School of International Affairs says that Beijing has long sought to reshape international institutions to advance its own interests, which often puts China at odds with Ottawa. He says that Canadian businesses should take a cautious approach to China, where they still face the risk of import bans and arbitrary detainment. China says that it wants to partner with Canada to push back against what it calls American bullying. China's ambassador to Canada says Beijing is suggesting that the two countries could rally other nations to stop the U.S. from undermining global rules. Wang Di tells the Canadian press that, quote, China is Canada's opportunity, not Canada's threat. Canada imposed 100% tariffs on imports of Chinese-made electric vehicles last fall before Beijing retaliated by imposing large tariffs on Canadian canola and pork. Former MP for Spadina-Fort York, Kevin Vuong, joined us earlier today to explain why increasing ties with China would be a mistake for Canada.
I didn't know that the Chinese ambassador actually has a side gig as a comedian because it's a joke that China can describe itself as a, quote, friend and partner of Canada. What kind of friend has bounties on Canadian citizens? What kind of friend interferes in our elections? So much so that the RCMP have actually advised Joe Tay, a conservative candidate and a Canadian citizen, to actually pause campaigning, to stop participating in our Canadian democracy, which for the record is an abject failure. What the RCMP should have done is did everything that they needed to do to ensure that he could continue to campaign, but that's besides the point. What kind of friends tariffs Canadian canola, oil, and meals by 100% and adds a 25% duty on our seafood and pork? What kind of friend shoots and executes Canadians? What kind of friend kidnaps our people and holds them hostage? That's not a friend. And remember that there's also corporate espionage. What kind of friend steals Canadian intellectual property, which impacts Canadian jobs? With friends like these, who needs enemies? So forgive me, Mr. Ambassador, if we don't want to be friends with a country that not only attacks and holds hostage Canadian citizens, but also is actively committing a real and actual genocide against Uyghur Muslims. That's not a friend to Canada.